And welcome, 132 episodes in, it's Redleaf Retrocast. Joey, I'm JD. My man, we're talking some b-ball, some basketball.
Yes, March Madness. It's that time of year.
Yeah, I usually fill out a bracket, and some years I keep up with it more than others, but considering I didn't go to a school that has a D1 basketball team, nor did I play in the D1 basketball league, don't really have that much connection to it these days.
Yeah, fair enough.
You went to a D1 basketball school with quite a history.
Yeah, probably the most prestigious school to never win it.
Who says that?
A lot of people.
Really?
From all the things we've done, we've gone to the Final Four a lot. We have Hall of Fame players in the NBA.
Well, that's true.
Very good coaches that are known, yet we've never won.
For those that are wondering, it is University of Houston.
Yeah, we have remarkable games that people talk about, but we've just never won. We're in the short list of never winners.
Yeah. Well, I went to college in Michigan, so not the Michigan, but definitely a school up there.
It was a school in
Look,
Michigan.
there's a D1 hockey team. That's the one. Like, if we maybe for the Frozen Four, we'll play some hockey games. Well, that might do that. But yeah, we're doing basketball games. Basketball, one of my favorite sports to play growing up all through school. Played in college, played in Germany during my time. I haven't played the last few years because of my shoulder and ankles. It's literally old man syndrome hit me, but I was in my late 20s.
You need to just get your old man strength and not your old body.
Well, the whole 5'7" part really gives me a disadvantage when a 6'6" dude from Detroit barrels into you.
Yeah, true. Well, just don't play a 6'6" dude. Have you tried that?
I've tried playing basketball against shorter people, but guess what? Short people don't really play basketball all that often.
Maybe they should make a short person league.
A short person league. I don't think it's what you think it should be, Joey. Perhaps I can... No. That'll be not a taste... Well, I'll say it anyway. Screw it. Maybe I can pretend to have only one leg and play in that league.
It would still suck.
You know what? You're right. I'm probably still short in a chair compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So, before we get into the basketball games, you had news, right? You had some topics?
Yes, there's a bunch of rumors going around for Counter-Strike, and it's almost all but confirmed that Counter-Strike 2 will be released soon. A reporter said his sources say the beta's around the corner, and then some people have found Counter-Strike 2 games listed under NVIDIA updates. So,
oh wow,
pretty much confirmed. Just don't know when. And it's a Source 2 base Counter-Strike game that people have been wanting for a couple of years. So, hopefully, it comes out this year.
It's very strange. They're not really doing the advertisements of confirming that it's coming out, but doing all these soft teases and everything but a full confirmation. It's interesting, like all these different ways of advertising tactics to get it out. It almost creates a fever pitch when the fans or consumers like get that feeling that they're figuring something out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of the rumors started spreading because of their official CS:GO Twitter. So started changing their banners and everyone started going crazy. So, I mean, you don't need to pay money for advertisement, then I guess this is the way to go.
Right. Yeah. There's not a lot to it too much. But, Joey, what are you drinking this morning?
Drinking? I'm just drinking an energy drink.
Anything special?
No, just a Monster.
Okay.
Just a 0-calorie Monster.
I got a Dunkin' Donuts flavored coffee and I threw a bunch of Baileys in it. That's what I got.
But why?
What do you mean, but why?
But why?
But it's early in the morning, and I want to drink coffee, and I like Baileys.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's quite delicious. Might even have a bagel after this.
A bagel.
Yeah. Been doing these like cinnamon raisin bagels, and I throw some of that cream cheese, and then I season some tomatoes on top of it and throw that shit in the air fryer, and it's really good.
You say tomatoes on a raisin bagel?
Yes. What's the problem?
That sounds weird.
Raisins are just grapes.
True, but gross.
So, anyways, okay. I have a story. You ready for this?
Do you? No.
So, Wolong Final Dynasty came out. Okay, remember last podcast I talked about the demo and I really liked it. And I was like, I'm definitely getting this game. So, a lot of GameStops and stores were either taking limited pre-orders because it's by Koei Tecmo, or they weren't taking pre-orders at all. It was like a first come, first serve. Stores were only getting like 3 copies, at least in the island of Rhodes, where I live. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I can't like get it day one because Friday and I'm have to work. Ugh, I know, right? Adult stuff. I'm like, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll order on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so it'll be same day release date delivery. Correct? That's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say it will do. Well, as it turns out, they are liars. It is delayed, and I won't be getting it until Monday.
That sucks.
So, I got screwed.
Doesn't look like it's doing too well on Steam.
So the reviews are strange to me. You know how I spoke about Forspoken being kind of like I thought the reviews are mostly fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Wolong, I don't get the feeling that they're totally looking at it the right way, or at least consumers seem to be very disappointed in it. Consumers. I'm using that word. Why am I doing that? Gamers seem to be pretty disappointed on it. It's like they're comparing it to Neo, and it's not as hard. So those fans are disappointed.
Some of those. Yeah, I can see those, but a lot of the negative reviews I'm seeing is that it's crashing on Steam, and it's not functioning well. A lot of them want to give good reviews. They say there's a good game in there, but it's just unplayable. The game just keeps crashing.
Oh, specifically on Steam.
Up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. That's fine. You can't play the game. That's kind of important.
Yeah. But yeah, I do see some of that Neo stuff. That was like the 3rd or 4th review I read.
Yeah, and then the other ones is it's a Dark Souls ripoff. Obviously, I'm going by console reviews because that's what I played on. And, when I was talking about it, I go, well, yeah, there's clearly a formula here. It's from the same people that made Neo. They've made 2 of these games that are unbelievably difficult, right? And now I feel like, as someone who kind of wanted an easier time with kind of the similar gameplay tactics, it's like the developers looked at the game Sekiro and was like, ooh, counter system, cool. What if we did that, but not as painstakingly difficult? And we have a cool, like, Three Kingdoms type story, fast gameplay that kind of matches that, but with our Neo-esque formula. And, I think like an 80 to 83 is totally fair for this game, right? But I'm seeing a lot of like 60s and 70s. I'm like, guys, those are like broken game scores for consoles. Those are games that just failed to like go out and do what they intended to do, or something's like incredibly buggier with it. And I haven't, at least in the demo, I never experienced anything like that. So maybe there's something different when I get the main game and I can see what they're talking about, but it just seems like harsh scores from expectations that I don't know. It just seemed like it was kind of obvious that what this game was going to be. So I'm more pissed off about Amazon personally. This is This is so often where I order something and it's got a date and then it's just delayed. I ordered like fucking perfume for my mom for her birthday and it was delayed like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm like, Christ, this is all this year. This is all this year. Everything. Nothing's working out.
Nothing. Everyone's against you. I didn't want to tell you, but I started a world order against you.
Was it a new world order?
Yes.
Oh. How new are we talking?
Well, the newest.
Your colors black and red or black and white? What are we talking about here?
No, it's a new one. So it's gonna be like I don't know. Let's go with black and green.
Can you change it to black and purple to at least match the color scheme of my new bowling ball?
Sure. No, we're against you.
Ah! Sure, no. Wait.
You almost got me there.
Oh my god. Yeah, I got it. Well, side comment. I got a new bowling ball from a tournament I was in. Brand new thing, fucking amazing. It's just this like plain black ball with a purple logo on it. It's a hammer called the NV Tour. This thing is incredible, and people think it's like this old urethane like ball from the 90s because just what I own. I'm like, no, it's new. I'm like, wow, okay. So,
does it help you bowl better?
It will for a specific condition of medium to heavy oil, which is something I just do not have in my arsenal, and now I do. So, with the prospect of that PBA amateur tournament that's coming up, well, we're recording this a week early to get this out, so we'll see how I do next weekend.
Yeah. Why don't you just upgrade your other balls?
That's a lot of money, Joey.
Yeah, but you're gonna start winning money, so.
Well, last summer I got a ball called the Zen, which was a high-end back-end pearl ball, which is that's upgraded quite a bit of my equipment. And
yeah, I understood the word ball.
Right. So over the last number of years, I've definitely done some things with the balls that I do have, and then gotten a couple new ones where I'm now comfortably upgraded, and I'm averaging 227 right now in a couple leagues. It's about 4 pins higher than what I was a couple of years ago. Like overall, I know I did that 232 average last summer, which was incredible. I was like, yes, this is great. But anyways, I'm playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses still, making my way through that. Not much to dive into there. I was actually just in bed the other night, and I was doing all the puzzles I kind of missed in Professor Layton in Curious Village. I was just kind of going through that of some of these other puzzles. Man, I came across a couple of these that I couldn't figure out, and the verbiage of them like really irritated me. You remember that, Joey? Remember any of those? No. Okay. All right. Fine. Be that way.
But do tell.
Well, it's just you read it one way, and a lot of these puzzles are like a twist on the words being used to describe, but I'm reading it just okay. Let's see. Top of my head, there was one like in the early part of the game I just totally skipped, and it was like a brother and sister, and the brother says, "I will shave off 2 of my ears and give you those 2, and you will be double my age." And she goes, "Okay, well, give me 1 more, and I'll be triple your age." So here, to me, that reads, it's just simple addition and subtraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure out what the +2 would make it double, and then the +1 on top of that would make it triple. Okay, but and remember, this game is also British, so there's some British like verbiage and the way that they ask questions that they'd understand. It's a weird like cultural difference, I think. But the way that the game wants you to do is it's literally you're taking off 2 and then you're multiplying, even though they use the word that attributes to addition.
Yeah, I was going to say you add it. What the fuck?
Right. So it's shit like that. There's like let's see, I did 6 puzzles and they were all along that line of just weird verbiage that I read completely differently. Yeah. So that was aggravating. I was just like sitting there going, it's fucking 3. Why is this not 3? I don't understand.
You goddamn idiots.
And then I go through all 3 hints and it's like telling me, it has to literally tell me, no, multiply. I'm like, but that's not what you asked. Anyways. Shall we? Let's see. Anything? I haven't gotten Octopath Traveler 2. I'm waiting to beat some of these fucking games, and I still just bought Wolong. So, do I go back to Forspoken? Is now my like contemplation.
Yes,
running through my head. I think I gotta. I gotta allocate some time in and out. Oh, question, Joey.
Answer.
AEW Revolution is on tonight. You want to watch it?
AEW Revolution. Who's wrestling?
Your boy Orange Cassidy's wrestling.
Oh, is he?
Going for the tag titles.
Oh, who's he tagging with?
Are you familiar with Danhausen? I can't remember.
Danhausen. No.
It's like this goofy vampire guy.
It's
kind of funny.
Maybe. I might have saw one of his matches.
Does Jeff Jarrett ring a bell?
Yes.
He is in that match too.
Oh, damn. Okay. Lethal and Jarrett versus Cassidy and Danhausen. I didn't know he was going for who has the title right now?
Billy Gunn's sons do.
Oh, it's a 3-way. Okay. Guns.
4-way.
Oh, 4-way. Guns versus Acclaimed versus. Okay. Yeah, got it. That was just hard to read with all the verses that they kept blending in. Like, interesting. And then the House of Black versus the Elite.
That should be really good.
For the Trios Championship. Okay. Christian Cage. Huh.
Yeah, he's in like a Buried Alive match that's kind of come out of nowhere. It was just going to be like this no holds barred, and then just randomly on Twitter they're just like, now we're going to bury each other in the dirt.
AEW Championship.
Who was it? Stone Cold and Undertaker in a Buried Alive match, or am I thinking of something completely different?
Taker's been in a lot of Buried Alive matches.
Yeah, and he always.
Not always. I mean, he got buried a couple times. That's when he took breaks. They would just bury him, and then he'll come back later. So, I mean, Taker's retired so many times.
Does this card interest you, just on paper?
Yeah, there's some interesting ones. Texas Death Match, Moxley and Page.
Hell yeah.
MJF and Brian.
See,
Daniel,
that should really hit you much better. Texas Deathmatch, you live in Texas. I mean, come on.
What time is it?
I think it starts at 7 or 8.
Yeah, if I remember. Are you watching it on Twitch?
No, just here in Discord.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Same thing. Okay, I might join.
Let's see, what time does it start? Pacific time. That does me no good. What am I, my brother? Jeez.
7 Central. So
7 Central. Okay, 8 my time, 7 your time. Got it.
Yeah,
I was technically both right.
Yeah, it does seem like it has a good title card.
Yeah, I'm excited for the show. There's, some things with the build are kind of wacky, but I think the end result is going to be really fun, regardless.
Yeah. Ooh, Cougars play here pretty soon. Alrighty.
Okay, I'm going to play the drop. We can talk some basketball games.
It's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, until you're finding the things I'll teach ya, sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick.
Okay, nothing screams basketball more than playing the prop of the rapid drop.
Yeah, I mean, rapping basketball are kind of hand in hand. So
Right you are, Joey. I was a fool for questioning such things. You know, I had a joke in my mind like I could have played like Who's on Fire? Boomshakalaka, all that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I'll just kick, punch. It's all in the mind. You know. Okay. I want to do the college game first, Joey.
You want to do the college game first?
Let's do the college game first.
Okay, NCAA College Basketball 2K3.
Excuse me.
Published by Sega, developed by Kush and Visual Concepts. Came out 2002.
Indeed.
For GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. So I actually enjoyed this game. I know you didn't, but I actually enjoyed the game.
Well,
there's a lot of things that are wrong with it.
Hold on. You say I didn't enjoy it, and while that statement is accurate, there needs some context behind that. It's because I don't think it has aged particularly well.
That's fair enough.
And there's nothing to me there was nothing like unique about the game that warrants kind of going back and playing it when there's so many other basketball games of the era that has
That's
that.
A fair point. I mean, I think the other game aged worse, but yeah. We'll get into that.
Do you know who the dude is on the front of this cover?
Yeah, because it says it on.
Okay, but does that mean anything to you? Does Duke Blue Devils guard Jay Williams mean anything to you?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, he was the number 2 pick in the draft the following year.
Yeah.
Went to the Chicago Bulls. Right behind Yao Ming.
Ooh.
Went to the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, this guy deserved to be 2. To Ming.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
Yao Ming was definitely a game changer of his time.
Ooh,
He just,
he did not do well in NBA.
No, he did not. And the Bulls getting a bust like him made me happy.
Yeah, jeez. Ooh.
Oh, hit my mic. Oh boy.
So what game mode did you play?
I kind of stuck with the like single player where you pick like one dude and you're going on like the role playing mode to it all. It's like my player tournament or something.
I did not do that. I just played regular tournaments and just played as a team.
Yeah. I mean, I played like an exhibition of 2 team games. I was like, all right, I guess I'll be Michigan against Michigan State, and so I could beat the shit out of Michigan State because screw that school. Boo.
Hey, I saw Rice in the tournament I played again with Houston, and they were a 5 seed. I don't understand in what world Rice is a 5 seed, but they were a 5 seed.
Strange. Oh, I forgot to look. Do you know if Providence is in the game?
I did not check.
Should have checked if the Friars were in it, because I've actually gone to a couple Friars games this year. And they're pretty damn fun. That's a franchise. It's a college. Well, they definitely treat fucking college sports in this country as franchises, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, saw a report from a recruit that I guess it's going to be playing for Houston in 2 years. Just signed an NIL deal. For shoes, but it's I want to say Master P's son. I was like, he's a junior. Why am I seeing articles written about him about already committed to Houston? I didn't know juniors in high school could commit to college already. So we got
I guess they can.
Got a junior high school kid who's already committed to Houston.
All right.
Already got a shoe deal.
Where's my bowling shoe deal? Man.
Well,
I just got 3 Gs, so anyways, I didn't look. One thing I didn't really look into was this legacy mode that I saw. What is that? I was
going to play it. It's you play as a coach, so you do a legacy as a coach.
Oh, so it's like My Dynasty.
Yeah, it's like a career mode, but just for the coach.
Oh, I'd be way into that. Okay,
but there's a limited number of teams you can pick from. That's why I didn't do it. There's only like 10, maybe 15 teams.
Oh,
and they were all like nobody teams. Like I don't want to be mean, but they weren't like Dukes or Kansas or anything like that. It was like Loyola, which I can never say.
Loyola
So that
Marymount?
kind of, yeah, them too. Like both of those.
Oh, come on. That's like kind of where you were, right? When you were in Iowa?
So it was like that level. Like,
don't even want to talk about that time in your life.
So it was like Lehigh and things like that. So kind of like,
there's nothing wrong with those.
Nothing wrong, but they're not like marquee schools or even like mid-major conferences. So I wanted to play for a coach at Houston, but it wouldn't let me. That's the only reason I didn't pick it.
Wouldn't even get you to like Texas State or something like that? No?
No, I don't think there's any Texas schools.
What? Ugh.
Yeah, it was super limited.
Garbage mode. How they only have like 10 schools?
No idea. And then the announcers were stupid.
They stink.
Because I stole the ball a lot of times and then like scored. They're like, "Oh, this is going to help them close the gap," and I was up 20 points. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Joey, it's a change of momentum. You got to recognize that early as a professional announcer for sports balls.
And then they're like, "And now it's a 2-digit game or whatever." And I'm like, "No, I've been up 20 for 20 minutes now. What are you talking about?" Or they make it 2 and they're like, if he keeps going, they can get this game back. I'm like, they're down 30. What are you talking about?
They can get it back, Joey. That second half is coming. Let me tell you.
Well, sometimes I would make the comment. I think what they were trying to say is that they're upset and they went into the half trying to game plan and didn't work. But the way they worded it sounded like they were saying they're about to go into the locker room and after we came out. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is going on? And if because the game's stiff, because I mean it's from that era. So
oh my god! Okay, let's talk about that. So
if you steal the ball and you step out of bounds, they're like, "Oh, that's a sloppy play. He should have known where he was." But I'm like, I'm diving for the ball. What do you expect?
Should have known where you were. Should be able to stop your dude. You got to defy gravity. Come on.
Yeah, sometimes.
But you say this game is stiff. All right. So one of my favorite basketball games growing up was NBA Fast Break '98 on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of flashing players on the screen because it was very hard to keep up, that kind of stuff. But the thing is, that game didn't really play all that stiff to me. It played in the realms of the technology that was in. And this one, everyone felt like it was like cardboard shooting a basketball.
It is, and I didn't feel like I had good control over my passes.
No.
It felt like they already had a predetermined person that they were going to pass to, so it didn't matter what I did.
Yeah, the ball just goes. There's no control. The shooting mechanic is essentially just push the button and go. I never really got the feel for any sort of height mechanisms that were in the game.
There is a timing mechanism, and I think each player had a timing, but there was no bar to tell. But once you got it down, because I was playing in the one tournament,
it's supposed to be the height of their jump with their arms. That's what it's supposed to be, but it never felt like that to me.
Yeah, fair enough. I just know that I got good with one of my players and I could make most of my threes. So that's why I started pulling away from everyone.
What about free throws?
I don't do you have to use 2 joysticks or something? Like, I don't understand how to line them both up to try to make them. I tried and I just couldn't do it. It was just impossible.
This mechanism was in a bunch of basketball games at the time, like trying to get it's like a shot stick lined up, and I think they could probably do something. Well, I mean, much later years, they just got using the analog stick as a mechanism for shooting in general, but this was like the beginning stages of that. It was horrendous.
Oh, it was so bad. I did not make a single free throw.
Yeah, I never had a chance. Might as well just be hack a Shaq with me. With that. I'm like, I don't get this. I can't time it right. This is terrible. It took me a long time in those even later 2000s games for the shot stick in general. But got a fact about this game, which I found strangely interesting. And I'm sure if you read up on this, it's pretty simple. But the GameCube version was released in limited quantities. Okay, it's the only college basketball game on the GameCube. I believe for Nintendo for a number of years. And my understanding was it was recalled for whatever reason. I think it was glitchy in some way. And then they just never released it. They never had a re-release.
Oh wow. Oh
So,
wow.
If you got this game, like if you got this GameCube basketball game, it's like stupid rare. Let's see what it's going for currently. I'll pull it up.
According to Rare Games fandom wiki, it's $100 to $150.
NCAA 2K3. Let's see. Come on, I pressed enter. You want to load. There we go. Why did I get the Amazing Spider-Man? That is not what I put in the search engine. Oh my god. 2K3.
Oh wow. What? What is...
Okay. So complete in box is going for $385, and then a loose price is $140. That's what I'm seeing. Meanwhile, you can get the Xbox version for like $4.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't pass this game. I think some of the modes are good enough for a basketball game, but it's very, I wouldn't say difficult to kind of review old sports games like this unless there's something like if I pull up forget the exact title, but it's like World Series Baseball 94 on my Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why that game holds up so well and you can replay it is because it has like a franchise like season mode in which you can fantasy draft entire roster of players and then start a season. While my issue with all these college games all the time is you don't really like get attached to any of the players. It's just like, it's number 22 and some, Joe Schmo on the back. That's all you get.
Yeah.
So you essentially got to like create all these players from scratch to match the times, which is a big endeavor. You really got to be heavy into like college basketball, I think, in order to get into something like this.
Yeah, I'm still gonna pass it. I had fun with it, even with its flaws. But I see you want it. Reasonable take.
Okay. Let's talk about the next one.
Next one is a classic NBA Jam, made by Midway and Iguana Entertainment.
Yeah.
Published by Midway and Acclaim. Came out in 93 for the arcade and 94 for the SNES. And it's on a bunch of things.
So I played the Sega Genesis version, personally. And that's my favorite version of the game. If I had a Sega CD, I'd probably get that, and that would be even like more awesome.
I played it on the Super Nintendo. Could you go diagonally in the Sega version?
Could I? I think so.
Yes. I couldn't in NES. That's NES. Like you can only go left, right, or up and down, but not at the same time. And that's why I didn't like it. That's why I think it's replayable. Because they just needed to get to like the top of the key on the top side, and by the time I could get myself over there, they would already shoot a 3.
Huh. I guess I never like thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be just my emulator that wasn't letting it work, but I just could not go diagonally, and that just made me give up a lot of easy buckets.
So what was your team of choice?
Houston.
Okay, so that's that would be Olajuwon and Nick Van Exel was on the Spurs. Who was it? Sean Elliott?
No, it was I literally just played it again too. Who was it? I don't remember.
Let's see if I can pull. Let's see. NBA Jam rosters. Let's see. Because you can pick, I think, like 3. I think you can pick like 3 people from each team, but I know different versions have different like roster iterations, I think. Let's see. Let's see what Giant Bomb has Giant Bomb has on it. Obviously my team's the Utah Jazz. I mean, that's what I grew up playing. Stockton Malone. Doesn't really in 2023, maybe that's not the best choice. But can't change my childhood. Okay. Let's see here. There's hidden characters with Stephen Howard and Tony Scott.
Let's see. I got the game loaded up here. NBA Jam. Trademarks, blah, blah, blah.
All right, here we go. Full list. So there is, my God, it's got expanded. Let's see if any of these ring a bell. Atlanta Hawks, Danny Manning, Stacey Augman, Kevin Willis in the arcade version, Mookie Blaylock in the okay, so I'll just read the console versions. Let's see. Boston Celtics, Dominique Wilkins, Eric Montrose,
and Maxwell. Maxwell was who played with Elijah One for the Rockets.
Oh, Vernon Maxwell? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Let's see. The Celtics had Charlotte Hornets had Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Del Curry. Yep. Bulls were no Jordan in this game because of the licensing with Michael Jordan. He was just bigger than video games. He would have his own.
Yeah. So
you were stuck
Pippen
with, although the Bulls being like Pippen and Tony Kukoc and Luke Longley, that was still fun.
The SNES was Pippen and Grant.
Horace Grant, yeah. Wasn't he? I guess he wasn't on the Genesis because I always remember his big thick glasses.
Oh, they don't. He doesn't have glasses in the Super Nintendo version.
Huh. Let's see. Houston Rockets. It was Olajuwon, Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry. Yeah, there was a lot more characters than I remember.
You actually could change characters because there's
and the different combinations of like the starting 5. For some reason I always remember it was just 3. Maybe that was the arcade version.
Maybe because unless there's another way, there's no way I can change. I can get Olajuwon and Maxwell, and I can just change who I can control on the Super Nintendo version. So maybe it was just a lot like limited.
Let's see. New Jersey Nets were Derek Coleman, Yinka Dare. That team was trash.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Philadelphia 76ers. Clarence Weatherspoon, I remember that. Jeff Malone, Sharon Wright, they weren't very good. San Antonio Spurs, Sean Elliott and David Robinson. Dennis Rodman on the Spurs. Look at that. In between his Bulls and Pistons days. I have no memory of David Benoit on the Utah Jazz being in this game. No, wasn't it like I thought I could have sworn it was Antoine Carr and Greg Ostertag, but maybe Ostertag was later. Karl Malone, Stockton, Hornacek for sure. David Benoit. Do you remember fucking David Benoit in NBA Jam?
No. But I never played as the Jazz.
God,
what a Jazz!
What a deep cut! Like,
apparently,
of all people on the Utah Jazz to be in a game, it's David Benoit.
Yeah, licensing maybe, I don't know. Because Shaq also wasn't in it.
You know what? It would not shock me if I just assumed it was Antoine Carr all these years, and it turned out to be David Benoit.
So Shaq was on the arcade version, but not in the console versions.
Oh, for
So-
the Orlando Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, because that would have been Hardaway and Grant.
Yeah, Reggie Lewis from Celtics and Petrovic from the Nets were also arcade only.
Yeah, so Petrovic, I believe this was the year he died.
Petrovic, 1993. Yeah.
Yeah. So they because I believe I remember reading because of his death they couldn't like port him over because then he couldn't get the royalties or something.
So. Gary Patton and Michael Jordan both had personal use games created with their likeness in it.
Oh, Gary Payton?
Yeah, and Michael Jordan. They both had their own version.
Wait, Gary Payton wasn't on the Sonics? Because I remember it was... You're right, because it would have been Kemp. No, Payton was in this game. He was for sure in this game. Because it was Payton. Yeah, it was Kemp, Payton, and Detlef Shrimp. And I believe...
Wikipedia says that a limited edition version of the game with an additional team composed of... Additional team, so it was Payton and Jordan as an additional team.
Oh, you know what? I think the Bull. Yeah, I think the Bulls had number 23, and like that was it. It was like you knew it was Jordan, but they couldn't actually have his name there.
Yeah, and apparently they were going to add Godzilla and Bart Simpson to the game as secret characters, but that didn't work out. They scrapped it.
Let's see. So, anyways, gone through the whole rosters. I know you. Wait, could I have a memory as a kid that you can unlock Bill Clinton.
Yes, apparently there's some codes that you can unlock Bill Clinton and the Charlotte Hornet mascot.
Yeah, the fucking Goofy Hornet thing.
There's also a hidden tank game that allows players to drive a tank and any tanks for a minute. What?
I have no memory of that.
Me either. Interesting. Okay, so it's only for Genesis, though. It looks like it had the tanking.
Bill Clinton in a basketball game is fucking funny.
Yeah. But I mean,
vaguely remember that.
The Super Nintendo version was just way too stiff, and it felt like the shots are way too random.
No, I mean that's why I have the Genesis version. I just think it's a superior version of the game.
Yeah, but
the music's better. Just the sound.
Super Nintendo, according to Electronic Gaming Monthly, the Super Nintendo was the best version with a 9 out of 10. Genesis was only a 7.6. PlayStation 1 was an 8.25.
How are they coming up with these?
I don't know.
I don't
32X,
so.
Is that the Sega CD?
No, 32X was that like Tower of Power thing for Sega.
Okay, well that got an 8.25 as well.
Uh-huh.
And whatever the hell the Jag was, that was a 6.25.
Atari Jaguar.
Yeah, they're just making shit up.
That's not real. That's like the 3DO. Come on.
Yeah, no, bullshit. Yeah. I'm unfortunately going to fail it because the Super Nintendo version I thought was bad. Unless you're playing with friends.
This game is unbelievably fun with friends.
If you're playing with friends, I'm going to pass it. If you're playing alone, there's no point in playing it.
Well, it's an arcade game.
Yeah.
Like you make a few points in a row, your guy becomes on fire, and you can start burying things from downtown. Like it's just got iconic commentary. You know, with all the phrases, Boomshakalaka from downtown, he's on fire.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Stolen. He puts it up. Like it's like ingrained into my head. It's so unbelievably fun. If I was to get one of those arcade 1-ups, like it would be NBA Jam. It'd be one of those. It'd be a game like this. Just a little arcade machines, like let's play some fucking NBA Jam.
I would say it's fun as an arcade, but I'm failing the Super Nintendo version because that's what I played.
Yeah, you got to get on the Sega and the Tournament Edition and that kind of stuff. That shit is unbelievable. Like it's the only sports game that I played as a kid and growing up where people were just so excited to just be any old team because the way the branding of basketball was back then was all these teams had like 1, 2, 3 guys that they marketed as superstars for their team. And then you can identify a team based on those guys. Whereas the longer time has gone on, especially in this modern era, like, if you want to say, okay, JD, pick a random team out of the hat, and I get the fucking, Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm like, I gotta be Christian Laettner? Like, you identified that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could identify a team immediately by that. While if you do that now, it's like, oh, you gotta be the fucking, whoever the fuck, who would be a good example right now? I don't know, the Brooklyn Nets right now. Like, oh no, that's terrible. There's no one on that team. The New York Knicks. Okay, I guess I'll be Julius Randle and Brunson. It's like not quite the same stopping power as Gary Payton and Detlef Schrempf on the Seattle Supersonics, and those aren't even your like two main go-to guys. Like, I don't know. It's such a different era of basketball that, as a fan, I think that's my presiding theory of why when they tried to remake NBA Jam with the modern rosters, it just didn't work as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's less lifers, so I mean, that's more power to the players. They get to choose and get the money, so they get free movement. I don't think movement was as free back then.
I think it was also a matter of pride with a lot of the players in the NBA. They all felt like they were rivals to each other.
Yeah, but I also don't think the money wasn't really there unless you were Jordan. So switching teams wasn't really going to get you a higher paycheck.
Yeah, I guess comparatively, that's one way to look at it, for sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. I understand that thinking. But even so, like... anyways. This is one of my favorite sports games of all time. So obviously I'm going to pass it.
Fair enough. Sounds like you played a better version.
Yes. How much do you think these versions of NBA Jam go for these days?
No idea.
Let's see. Put it in the nice little price charting search engine. Let's see what comes up. I got, let's see, a lot of PAL versions. Sega CD is like $17. Super Nintendo's $12. Genesis 7. N64 is 10, so very affordable type things. NBA Extreme. What is that? Huh. Okay. There's tons of different versions out there, tons of different things. I tell you what I started researching was this game called NBA Hang Time. It's kind of the one that's like after NBA Jam. That looks really good. It looks like the next iteration and evolution of NBA Jam that I just never played. Do you remember hearing about this?
No, it didn't really get good reviews. It looks like middle of the road at best. Genesis got an 85% from game rankings, but everything else is 70 or below.
I'd be curious to see how this plays on the N64. How much is NBA Hang Time? Let's see. NBA Hang Time. Because I'm trying to see if that's like it's like the 5-on-5 version of NBA Jam. I think that's what it's going for.
Yeah.
Instead of just 2v2. NBA Hang Time, $17 on the N64, $40 on the PlayStation. Woo. Okay. So our two games were NCAA College Basketball 2K3 and NBA Jam. Dare I ask?
What was your favorite and least favorite?
Well, my favorite was NBA Jam.
Obviously. What are your ratings?
NBA Jam Tournament Edition gets an S from me. NCAA College Basketball, I'll just go a C. There's nothing like wrong with it, just product of its time.
Yeah. I'm going to give the SNES version a C for Jam. Obviously,
Okay.
NCAA was my favorite. And then I'm going to give NCAA a B.
Okay. So I guess we'll just go like B and A.
Yeah.
We'll kind of come along with. Let's see. Putting it in the spreadsheet right now. So I went C and S. You went C and B. Okay. Next theme pick is mine. I got to think on this. And upon this recording, I guess it'll be 3 weeks till the next time we talk.
Yep.
At least about video games.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.